Welcome back to the Kick and Post YouTube channel and podcast. It's your host, Jamal Thompson and Chris, and we're going to hop into some buy lows for you guys who are in your redraft leagues currently, looking for guys to take that you could get a lot of value when it comes to picking up on these guys late round. You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. We're here to give you the guys that you need to be targeting. How you doing today, Chris?
Phenomenal.
Fantastic. We love to see it. I'm going to give you a guy who is surrounded by weapons. Surrounded. Right? Offensive line might be a little bit tricky. The defense isn't amazing, which leads to,
Wait. Can I guess before you say the name?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, yeah, keep on going then. Okay.
You're not going to guess?
No, I need the hints. You're going down a good path. Before you say the name, let me take a stab at it.
Okay. 2 receivers that run faster than a 4.5 40. Track speed athlete at running back with a third down running back that is one of our favorite guys coming out of the draft this year when we were still making that content, right? A video that I think didn't even get posted, funny enough. So that's even more of a throwback for you.
He went this year?
Yeah, a guy that we thought should have been going way higher than he did, but had a very bad last season in college. So he fell out of the draft.
I know who it is. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
He's there for the third down back work.
All right.
A tight end who lit the scene up, stepped away from the game, but came back, probably feeling refreshed because he's healthy now. And again, a defense is probably going to give away a lot of points. So to stay in these games is going to be a track meet, literally. Who am I talking about?
Oh, I know. You can say the name. I already know.
Tua Tagovailoa, man. That's who I'm talking about. For you Miami fans out there, you know what you have in that quarterback when he's healthy. I believe he's going to be getting the ball out quickly because if we thought he had weapons before, he definitely got weapons now, right? QB, a top 10 fantasy quarterback, pretty comfortably, at least on a per-game basis, when healthy with these weapons. And I feel like he's going to be called on to do that a lot more, especially in a division where Drake May is taking a step forward. The Jets are hoping to play a very run-heavy game with athletes all over the field. Looks like Braylon Allen's going to get involved. Breece Hall, Justin Fields running the ball. Garrett Wilson's still out there, right? So they're hoping to put up some points. And obviously the Bills are still out there, right? Josh Allen and the boys. So in their 2 times a year games, they're going to have to put up points. And their defense is not amazing. And their offensive line is not amazing. So that also leads me to believe it's going to be quick reads and yak ability from his players, right? If you're a gambling man, you're going to love to see A-chain receptions on a slip all year, right? Or even Darren Waller receptions on a slip, potentially. Unless it gets adjusted to something out of this world, right? So you're looking at a guy who's going as QB 22 in most leagues. I do not think there are 22 quarterbacks in fantasy better than Tua when he's healthy. Do you disagree, Chris?
When healthy, you got me. So
yes,
you're right.
So that's what we're banking on. Granted, that's asking a lot as of late. But I feel like to keep him upright, the ball is going to have to get out quickly, and he's going to utilize the people around him. There has been a little bit of trade noise around Tyreek Hill, but the trade noise that's been around Tyreek Hill is to be getting Terry McLaurin in return.
Really?
Yeah. So, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I ain't mad. I ain't mad at that.
I ain't mad at that. You could get Terry McLaurin in like a second or Terry McLaurin in like a third and give off Tyreek Hill. I'm sure as a Miami Dolphins fan, that's not the worst case scenario for what you've been going through with Tyreek lately.
Far worse.
Right? So, you're giving me a potential top 10 quarterback that far back in the draft, especially if we're talking single quarterback leagues. I could get to a super late in the draft. Sign me up, brother. I'm all with it.
You're not wrong. We all know the truth. It's just that very large asterisk of only if healthy. And that is a real concern. But other than that, take out the health. We all know what Tua can do because we've seen it before consistently. So
yards.
Really,
many
we've
yards.
seen it, and if you have any other argument against that, then I want to hear it in the comment section down below, please. But besides health, what is Tua missing? The answer is nothing. So
weapons everywhere.
it took me a while to get to that point on Tua, because I was a Tua hater. I still am, low key. I don't think he's gonna stay healthy. Just putting that out there. I do pray for him though. I do want him to be healthy. I don't want nothing bad happening. But as history repeats itself, the more that it happens, the more likely it will in the future. So
I try not to be a hater unless I'm talking smack with Miami Dolphins fans. But
that's who I always gotta correct.
Yeah.
Those boys, they just get a little inflated up there sometimes. And I just gotta bring them back down to reality. But
realistically, if we was an even playing field and all these guys were healthy, Tua was surrounded by the guys he's surrounded by. That's a great offensive unit, at least of skill players. I know there's other things that take place on offense that you need to work out, right? But in warm weather, when fantasy is played, the Dolphins get up and down the field with the players that they have assembled. So, I'm with it.
I'm with it too. So with that, I'm with another player actually that a lot of people have forgotten, that has been slept on, and has slept on himself at times, I feel like. But the name is Calvin Ridley. And if you've been paying attention, he's been tearing it up at camp. Hey, shut up.
He has. He has. I
I
looked at it. I almost picked him as one of my buy lows. I can't lie.
It's too easy of a pick. Cam Ward is that guy. I want here. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
he's the least talked about number one pick probably ever, at least in this decade for sure.
Oh, yeah,
but he's that guy. I've seen some balls that just.
What do you mean by that?
Are like how, whom, where? Cam Ward. That's the answer. And Calvin Ridley has a resurgence. He has the confidence. He wants to play football. And I know that one clip that came out like a few years back of Ridley running nasty routes and then didn't translate to the air. I think we get that version of Ridley. I think a motivated Ridley with this quarterback is going to bring a lot of energy into Tennessee. And we're going to see like at least a top 15 finish from Ridley. I really believe that. I strongly believe that. This last couple of years, he's had 1,000-yard seasons with who at quarterback? Will Levis flexing in the offseason? Like, who was before that? Mason Rudolph, I think. Well, oh no, my bad. My boy Malik Willis. Like, who was throwing him the ball? That's all I'm saying. And now he has an actual quarterback.
My one issue is, as a Jags fan, I watched a lot of Calvin Ridley when he first came back, and maybe it was rust, right? But there were opportunities where the ball was in his hands, and he dropped. He had some seriously painful drops in very key moments as a Jags fan who defends Trevor to the fullest. And those are opportunities where Trevor has, the ability to either have more touchdowns or more meaningful yards, and he dropped them.
You're not wrong. I remember there was a clip, I think in the same game, he dropped like 2 perfectly thrown touchdowns. Like, just happens. But that's the pass.
I'm not trying to write him off, but if you look out in Tennessee, where, again, just like how I could talk about Travis Etienne playing in a division where, the defenses are suspect outside of Houston, their defense is loaded, right? Or it's going to be a situation where this bad play and you be able to get off a little bit if you're a talented player. I got to give the same love to Ridley in regards to a quarterback that's mobile, that's accurate, that has a strong arm, offense that is kind of catered to having him as the one, because Tennessee, though they did acquire some guys, they're not as talented as Calvin Ridley. So he will be the dominant one to start the season. And in a game where I believe Tennessee's defense is not amazing, they're going to have to play a little bit of track meet football too to stay in games. I think Cam's going to be throwing the ball a lot. Tony Pollard's solid. Tyjae Spears is solid. But they're going to be having to stay in games fairly often, I feel like. So there'll be volume there for Calvin Ridley as well. I'm okay with taking him as late as he's going in drafts and being able to, pay dividends. Top 15, I've seen you ride this hype train before. I don't think I'm going to get on it with you for top 15.
Crazy.
But I could get on the train to say that at his current ADP, his finish will be higher than that. I could get on that train.
Okay. Wasn't Cortland Sutton top 15 last year?
I'm not sure about that. I could verify. I will verify.
I'm not either, but he was close. That's all. He was pretty close. So
he was fairly close, but I mean, like you said, there was a lot of volume where that wasn't concerned, and I believe Cam Ward has the potential to be better than Bo Nix.
He will be.
I believe that the running game in Tennessee will be a little bit better than it was in Denver last year, though.
A lot better.
So that also plays a factor, right? But yeah, I think in terms of, again, the most talented wide receiver in that receiving room is gonna be Calvin Ridley. So I don't hate the pick. I'm just letting you know I can't get up there with top 15 with you.
That's
Not yet.
crazy, but you know what? Hey,
Not yet.
you'll see.
We have a lot of season. We have a lot of off season still, at least a full month, to kind of come to terms with some of the things that we're hashing out on here with these buy lows. So maybe you'll get me there. I have another buy low for you, Chris.
All right, same way though. Let me guess it again. I got you.
Okay. So it is a AFC South receiver
Oh brother. Okay.
that has shown the talent, has the draft capital, just didn't get the love that was necessary. This is a very, very deep buy low, super deep buy low. Like honestly, should be probably like a gem type of video. But I just kind of want to talk about the player and some of the stuff he's been able to do, especially in the offseason and training camp, to kind of draw eyes to him, right? And
Okay.
it's a pick that you're probably going to throw away at the back half of your draft anyway. Just stash him. Just stash him and see what happens.
Just stash him.
That's the most I would give you. Who do you think I'm talking about?
You gave me absolutely nothing to go off of.
AFC South receiver, high draft capital last year. He's going into his sophomore year. Who do you think it is?
Did you take my guy? Am I also high on him too?
I think you are.
Is it Adonai Mitchell?
It is Adonai Mitchell.
You took my man. I ain't mad at it though. I'm not mad at it.
It is Adonai Mitchell,
but
brother.
that was my next pick actually. I'm glad you said it.
It is Adonai Mitchell. It is Adonai Mitchell.
You knew I had him on here.
I didn't know you had him.
I
for
put
this
you
one.
on him this whole year. Remember, I traded for him a couple weeks back, and I was
You
like,
did
yo,
trade for him a couple
talk
weeks
to me.
back, and we've watched a lot of film on Adonai Mitchell, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Dang,
the route
good
running,
pick, man.
the route running is solid. The speed off the line is solid. Decent in press coverage. Gets open. Gets in space. Anthony Richardson still has accuracy issues, and I understand that completely. But he's been taking strides, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
And newsflash, it was just a dislocated pinky, so not too much to worry about. Seems like he'll be okay,
For now.
right? But if he's not okay, we've seen Daniel Jones show the ability to hit receivers that are able to get in space. Again, he's not throwing an amazing deep ball or anything like that. We know that, but receivers are able to get in space, find pockets of space in the defense, run crisp routes. He'll hit him. Him and Wandale Robinson got along very well, right? So I think Adonai Mitchell, Josh Downs, I feel like they can really show the ability to rack up some receptions and yards when you're taking these guys way at the back end of the draft. You might be able to get them off waivers, to be honest, in some drafts, right? Depending how deep your league is.
No, like
So-
legitimately. speaking.
Yeah, so this is the definition of buy low, right? Michael Pittman, unfortunately, I feel like what he does well is a skill that doesn't age well. I feel like he's a pretty solid athlete, but I still have a lot to be desired when it comes to his route running
Yeah.
and his ability to get open. I feel like he's a little bit of a contested catch merchant too.
Yeah.
My opinion, right? So when you have somebody who comes through with high draft capital again, balling in the offseason, definitely is getting snaps with the starters as usual, but probably also getting a little bit of snaps with Daniel Jones as opposed to Michael Pittman, right? I love the opportunity again to get somebody like this off waivers, bro. I can't hate at that, right? And since I took your guy, I feel like you should still cover your guy. But I have another guy that I could sprinkle out there too.
Yeah, because I don't have a backup. I didn't
Go
think
ahead.
you were going that deep
Fire
in your
away.
bag, but
we'll double up on the Adonai Mitchell takes, and then I'll give you the other guy that I had.
yeah, Adonai is just a no-brainer. Redraft, he's a little risky. Dynasty, no-brainer. Hold him.
Oh, yeah,
He's gonna
Dynasty
get an
for sure, yeah.
opportunity. He should have been a first round pick when he was drafted. He slipped to the second round due to attitude issues in the system that hasn't really put an emphasis on him. Not to say that he deserved it. He's had his own issues. Every rookie does. But if we're looking at receivers alone, despite stats, despite history, if you just throw them on the field right now, he is the best receiver in Indy. Like, no, and that's no shade to Downs or Pierce or even Pittman. They're all talented. But Adonai Mitchell can run routes. Adonai Mitchell has the speed. Adonai Mitchell knows how to control his speed throughout each of those routes. His only issue has been just concentration and engagement throughout the entire game. Because with every great receiver, you got to have that extra diva side to you. It's how it works. You can't have both. You can't have greatness without the off-field issues. He has the whole formula, you know. So that's what I like about Adonai. I mean, he took my player for a reason, but literally free. You don't even have to draft him.
Yeah.
Just get him on your team and wait. Because there will be a game that he explodes and either can be trade bait, or if you like what you see, you got a free lottery ticket for the rest of the year. Either way, pick what you want. And that's the whole goal of all of this, you know. So.
No, for sure. Stash him, man.
Stash and cash.
Another guy I feel like he's stashed right now, who's shown production when healthy, shown production when in good graces. Wide receiver room that's crowded. So again, this is part of the reason why it's a buy low. Is Romeo Doubs, man. Oh. Romeo Doubs has built a very strong connection. I don't know if
I agree with that one.
With Jordan Love. And I know we're crowning Matthew Golden as the new wide receiver one, and that's fine. But in the red zone, when Romeo Doubs has been healthy, he's been a crazy target hog for Jordan Love. That's in the statistics. That's not just hearsay. That's not just projection. They've shown an ability to find each other in the red zone fairly often when healthy. Now, did I get burned by Romeo Doubs in the championship last year? Heck yeah, I did. He got 0 points, right?
Did you? I don't know.
Yeah, but again,
I'm not in any leagues where you were in a championship.
Okay, relax.
Relax.
It's not true.
No, what
Calm
league?
down. Relax.
What league were you in?
I was
that
in
teal?
the finals in a couple. Relax.
Not the one that I was in.
I feel like maybe I'm just in way too many
leagues
leagues then. Maybe you really airing me out right now. But I got burned by Cooper Kupp.
I just don't like the take. I mean, Romeo Doubs, I used to be a big fan of his rookie year. He won me a couple of parlays here and there. But
this is the thing. Like, you're able to get him for practically free now. And he didn't just lose his spot. And he's balling in the offseason too.
Yes. I guess I struggle.
Christian Watson, I'm not doing it anymore with him. I'm not.
I just don't trust the offense.
I'm not doing it with Christian Watson anymore. I'm not doing it with Christian Watson anymore. I'm not. Dontavian
I'm not doing it with anyone over there.
Not doing it with Dontavian Wicks either. Bo Melton.
Maybe Reed.
Now. He's a cornerback. Jaden Reed, definitely done with him. He got me 0-2.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna pick a receiver from Green Bay,
I gotta pay for Jaden Reed. I gotta pay for. I don't have to pay for Dobbs. I'm not paying for Jaden Reed when I don't have to pay for Dobbs, right? I have to pay for Matthew Golden, the rookie. I don't have to pay for Dobbs. That's the point I'm making. That's why this is a buy low video. I'm not telling you he's the best receiver in Green Bay. He's not the most talented.
That's the point. He's not the best receiver in Green Bay. Green Bay already has a receiving issue with picking the guy.
I think
so. You pick the guy that's not the best receiver in the room.
He has the red zone targets. He's a decent route runner. He has connection with the QB because of all the people who were there that struggled with either injury or not being consistent. Romeo Doubs, when healthy, a lot of times led the team in targets. Not always efficient targets, but most of the times led the team in targets. Jaden Reed's biggest games were usually games that had large yak ability. I had Jaden Reed. I saw the stats. Jaden Reed wasn't giving you 7 receptions for 120 yards. It was usually 4 receptions for 120 yards. When Dobbs is getting like 6 to 8 targets a game when healthy. 2 of those probably being red zone ones. So if the offense becomes a little bit more efficient, Matthew Golden's able to play the wide receiver 1 role, and then you could really have Romeo Doubs facilitate the role that he's probably better suited for, which is potentially, going against your third best seat cornerback, and you still have that red zone connection with Jordan Love, and you could get Romeo Doubs for free. Maybe this is more of a take for like a deeper league.
1,000%.
But why not keep Romeo Doubs on your bench for free? That's all I'm saying. I think this
Depends on how many
offense is
bench
going to
spots
have to
I got.
score.
Depends how many bench spots I got.
I think the Green Bay Packers are going to have to score the ball because unlike the Jags, they're in a very heavy division of heavy hitters, of guys that are going to put up a ton of points, right? I think every team in that division are going to be playing very well. I do have a take on the Lions, but it's for another video, right? But I could get Dobbs for free. That's my one take. I could get Dobbs for free. So maybe it's a little bit too much. Maybe I'm tripping a little bit. Maybe I'm making it very difficult for you to find enough Dobbs footage to even go with this take. But trust me, look in the numbers. Look what he did with Jordan Love when healthy. Look at the red zone targets, right?
Okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
I'll look.
Just look. It's a buy low video. And it is low. It's free, practically.
Yeah, it's buy low, but like that's like finding something on the side of the road, like a
We just
couch.
talked about Adonai Mitchell for 2 different segments.
Okay.
don't
Adonai
even have a
Mitchell is a
quarterback.
brand new couch
He don't even
on the
have
side
a
of the road.
quarterback.
But we both agreed he was the best receiver in the room. Romeo, he got the best connection in the room, is what I just heard. That's not. I mean,
Does that
that's
not mean
valid.
anything?
That's valid,
That
but
means
that's what I'm
something.
saying.
What are we talking about?
That's what I'm
You
saying. Like,
you had me invested in Christian Watson because he had new hamstrings last year. What are we talking about?
we can end the video now, bro. You have to
I'm
say
just
that,
saying. You making
have
it
to
seem
say
like I'm
that, bro.
crazy. It makes sense. Just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Pick up Romeo Dobbs. See what happens. Right?
I won't. I'm not backing that one.
Have I scared you guys wrong before?
Yeah.
Have I? I don't think I've scared you guys wrong. I've been there for y'all. I've given y'all some good takes. Right? You've been paying attention to the channel. You probably won a couple championships. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.
But yes, I gave you the ultimate buy low, and maybe I should have saved it for another video. But
ultimate buy low, but yeah.
We'll have more fantasy content for you guys. We'll have more buy lows. We'll have more guys that you need on your roster. Not even buy lows. I don't care what price they are. They need to be on your roster. We'll have some mock drafts in there. We'll have some reviewing of some teams.
Come on now.
We'll have some reviewing of some trades. We'll have some futures. We'll have some who's going to win the divisions. Football is back, baby, and we're ready to make a ton of content for y'all.
Yeah.
Excited for y'all to watch.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all on the next episode. And peace.